It is time to begin a new era of Minnesota Golden Gopher football. The 2012 season is quickly approaching, and this year's Golden Gophers will be under a new head coach. Coach Ben Van Zandt will be coming in to replace Jerry Kill after one season as head coach for Jerry Kill, hoping to turn the tide here for this Minnesota program, who has a rich football history with the success coming from a long time ago. There are 6 total national championships in Minnesota's football history. There was a three-peat in 1930s, 34, 35, and 36. That was the last three-peat national championship. Back-to-back titles in 1940 and 1941, and the last national championship coming in 1960. There are 18 total conference titles for Minnesota, the last coming in 1967. 2 Rose Bowl appearances for Minnesota. In 1960 was a loss, and 1961 was a victory. Only 4 bowl wins for this football program since that Rose Bowl win in 1961, the last bowl victory coming in 2004. A lot of struggles in recent years for Minnesota. The past 2 seasons for Golden Gophers, they finished with 3-9 records back in 2010 and 2011. No bowl appearances since the 2009 season. No winning seasons since the 2008 season. But hopefully things can start to turn around under this new head coach, trying to turn a new leaf here for the Golden Gophers. Now let's take a look at the specific sliders and settings that the Dynasty will be played on. These will never change throughout the entire Dynasty. Heisman skill and recruiting, 7-minute quarters, normal game speed, 0 speed threshold. And then there's going to be custom penalties and custom sliders as well. These work very well at making the game realistic and challenging, as well as some in-game rules applied to myself that we'll go over in a bit here. Here's a look at the custom user sliders and the custom CPU sliders. As far as recruiting, that will be handled completely by CPU. I will play no part in this, will not create any recruits, will not schedule visits, talk to anyone, do anything like that. Everything will be handled entirely by the computer. The only way to build up better teams in the future is by winning and getting more recruits that way, by building success with the program. But I will not have any part in the actual recruiting process. Now, there are gameplay rules and some specific guidelines that I must follow. There are speed limits for certain positions for our roster here. The speed limits for just our teams, here just for Minnesota, will be quarterback cannot exceed 80, halfback cannot exceed 88 speed, fullback cannot exceed 82, wide receivers cannot exceed 90, tight ends cannot exceed 84, defensive ends cannot exceed 74, defensive tackles cannot exceed, linebackers cannot exceed 84, and punt returner and kick returner cannot exceed 88. Computer can have any speed for the players, but these are the speed limits for positions that must be followed for my team in this dynasty here. Once a game has started, I am locked into it no matter what. No redos, do-overs, second chances, nothing like that. Wouldn't be any fun if could redo things here. I like the challenge, the competitiveness, the do or die part of the Dynasty, so certainly no do-overs or anything like that. There are in-game rules that must be followed as well. We'll go over those right now. For offense, no huddle is only allowed with 1 minute or less in the second quarter, or 4 minutes or less in the fourth quarter. When in no huddle, must select the next play from the same formation. There's no clock chewing until 30 seconds or less in the second quarter, or 2 minutes or less in the fourth quarter, unless it's like something that doesn't matter, just like chew the clock while the clock's not running, or just running the clock out in my own territory at the end of the first half. Something that doesn't matter won't be affected at all, but no clock chewing besides that. Offensively, must choose plays from coach suggested plays. May audible, but only to the set audibles for the playbook, or to the set run and pass audible for that formation. So play restrictions there. There is no passing to streak patterns unless it is in the red zone or with just 10 seconds or left in the fourth quarter. All other times the streak or out must be changed to a curl, an in, and out, or the receiver must be ignored. Defensive gameplay rules. Must choose from coach suggested plays, but may choose play at will. If the opponent is running no huddle formation, we can choose any formation for the next play. We may audible and adjust defensively at will. For special teams, the only rule there is may not move the kick arrow left or right when punting, only up or down. So the way to control the punt would be just with the actual kick itself, the right analog stick. Cannot move the arrow. So that is the way the Dynasty is set up here. Those are the rules that must be followed. And could not be more excited to get this all going. It's going to be a challenge here, no doubt about that. Big Ten is one of the best conferences in the entire nation. Minnesota football finished dead last in their division last year, and are not going to be expected to have much of a turnaround here in 2012. But the new era is beginning, and hopefully we're going to be able to turn some heads, hopefully make a name for ourselves, and get this Golden Gopher football program to start winning again. That is the goal. Coach Ben Van Zandt could not be more excited for this opportunity to get his coaching career started here at Minnesota. Coach Ben Van Zandt is a 45-year-old. He was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota, local new head coach here. He was an all-state high school football star in Minnesota as a quarterback, had a great high school career. After high school, he decided to go to the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. Went there, played some football for the midshipmen, then after college did his time, served his country in the Navy. After his Navy career, came back home to Minnesota. He's been a high school football coach for the past couple of seasons, and now has this incredible opportunity to try to turn around this Minnesota University football program. And cannot be more pumped up to get this going. As you see, our first game in the Coach Ben Van Zandt era will be a home game against UNLV. That will begin the 2012 season and this new era. Let's get things going. Could not be more pumped up. Let's go Golden Gophers.